Hi, my name is Tammy Garcia. I'm also known as Daisy Yellow. I'm a self-taught artist who used to be a quantitative analyst. I'm endlessly curious and I like to figure out how things work. I'm kind of obsessed with art journaling, analog collage, gouache, acrylics, small format art, ink, a little bit of everything. And I like to help people bring more creativity into each day. I always have a lot of journals going. Some are mixed media, some are art journaling, some are for drawing. I wanted to share with you some of my art journal pages. I have been art journaling for a long time, over a decade, and it's an art form that I absolutely adore. You are probably already doing this, but get a few journals going. Fill them with different projects and different ideas, materials, things that you find intriguing. Heavy body acrylics are my go-to for creating art journal backgrounds. I like heavy body because of the opacity and the thickness and the myriad of ways I can use them. They feel kind of buttery, and I like that there's kind of evidence and marks and textures that remain in the paint when it dries. I love the intensity of color I can get with artist acrylics. When you open your art journal, you're giving yourself a delightful chance to play. And in your journal, you can incorporate whatever materials and methods you wish. Paint, paper, subway maps, botanical drawings, diagrams, Grateful Dead lyrics, spray paint, pencil, dialogue from the Mad Men TV show, postage stamps, washi tape, color, mop-up paper, thread, Broadway ticket stubs, Polaroid, photographs of your dog, mark-making, layering, definitions, iCads, poetry, portraits, stickers, stencils, gelatin prints, magazine images, words, texture, typography, and imaginary pixie dust. We are going to use music for our muse for this session of Wanderlust. So let me start with a quote from Bruce Springsteen. "The best music, you can seek some shelter in it momentarily, but it's essentially there to provide you something to face the world with." I'm going to get started with the abstract landscape. My page has been painted with titanium white heavy body acrylics, and I've allowed it to dry overnight. We're going to get started by mixing a color for the top part of the page. I'm using Hansa Yellow Light and Titanium White in heavy body acrylics, and I want to show you can just use fluid acrylic, a tiniest dot, to alter the color of your paint. Of course, I could mix heavy body as well, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to use fluid acrylics to change your paint color. I'm using a Princeton Catalyst mini blade to apply the paint, and I love this tool. It is extremely versatile. It has a lot of give to it, and I can apply the paint really smoothly. I can apply it thick or thin, and I can then smooth it out. I can even mix colors with it, mix paint with it. I really like it. And then to clean them up, the dry paint just peels right off. If you don't have one, then use a palette knife with a flat edge, or a gift card, or any tool that has a flat side to it. For my next color, I'm going to I want to make something kind of cantaloupe colored. And I'm taking pyrrole orange and mixing it with titanium white. I'm kind of testing it over here next to that chartreuse. And now I'm going to paint the page, but notice I'm leaving the horizon line, I'm leaving that white. So I'm leaving the background color unpainted. That is intentional so that I'm already starting with a lighter, different color. So I'm applying the paint. As I go, I'm smoothing it out, but I'm also scraping it. It's wet. I'm giving the paint some variation. You see how those white spaces and lines show through? I like that variation in color and texture. Now we're going to start with what I call confetti. You can use any tool you wish. I've got little dots of fluid acrylic paint that I've put down. These are golden fluid acrylics, super colorful, vivid, intense. You can use any tool like chopstick, Q-tip, palette knife, any kind of like paint edging tool or anything that you've got in your stash, make some marks across that horizon line. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of moving, I'm changing the angle a little bit. I've loosened my shoulders, I'm relaxed. I'm trying to make these marks look impromptu, kind of random, but fairly horizontal. I can then move the edge of the tool just a little bit and scrape up or down. And I'm also overlapping that top color and I'm overlapping the bottom color. So I'm not really only working on the line. I'm working above and I'm working below. And so you can take your tool, you can use a little bit more paint for a darker color, a little bit less. You can scrape up or scrape down. And that just gives it the illusion of something on that horizon. Maybe it's waves on the beach and maybe trees or whatever. I'm totally digging all this color. The marks you make with the fluid acrylics are going to be fairly flat when they're dry, and the marks you make with heavy body acrylics are going to have a raised texture. So that's another thing you're playing with. Almost everything I'm using here is fluid acrylic. Choose colors that you feel like using. Let your mood be your guide. I really, really like to see happy colors. They cheer me up and they make me smile. So if you're in the mood for periwinkle or mustard yellow or watermelon pink, go with it. This horizon line, or the confetti as I've been thinking of it, it's really interesting. It's really interesting to the touch because it's got varied textures. And I just love this process. It's kind of really, really fun to do. Make sure you include some light colors and also some super dark colors because you want contrast in there. Here I'm going to show you with a gift card. You can kind of rub the edge of the card along your paint dot and to kind of spread it out. So yeah, keep it bouncy. You don't want it to look super planned. Kind of going for a real loose feel here and bouncy and fun. Now I've got some heavy body. Whether you have a tube or a jar like this, you can just, if you have a tube, just squeeze some of the paint onto your palette. If you have a jar, just dig right in there. And same idea, you can just press and sort of smoosh or swoosh or scrape the paint up or down.